Hello, everyone. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. How's everyone doing this fine day? Hope everyone's doing well. How was everyone's holidays if they celebrate? Mine went smooth. About as smooth as it can go. So, to say that it went good would be it's good. It went good. Um the so I want to know, the audio should sound better. I did not realize how bad it was last time. I didn't test it at all. And so I did not realize either how much Discord is doing heavy lifting on making you sound so much better. So I thought that it was purely just my settings on my Logitech software that was making me sound better. So I needed to adjust a few settings inside OBS. And so now it should sound better. It is better, just switched from the other channel, maybe like 1 to 2 decibels than other channels. Good. Good to hear. Yeah. So is it too loud? Does it sound good? Because honestly, even with like editing, I was like, well, I'll just turn it down. But then I mess it up somehow because it audio is like still magic to me. So I right now our philosophy is we're gonna crank it up as loud as we can, and people can just turn it down themselves. Hopefully, it doesn't sound too loud. It's it's just a slightly quieter than other channels, but impressive difference from the other weeks. Okay, cool. I can turn up the gain a little bit. I'll turn it up 0.5 decibels and we'll see how that works. Uh I generally am a loud person, but I try not to be that loud, obnoxious person on here. So that's kind of how that goes. But thank you everyone for coming. I'm sure we're all exhausted for those that, celebrated Turkey Day, and I'm sure we're all tired. Actually, let me pop. Actually, I don't need to do that. Oh no. Hold up 1 second. All right. I wanted to see this chart. Okay. Happy Turkey Day for you all. Make some noise. True. All right. So, Evan's not here, obviously. He is busy with other stuff, so it's just gonna be me. I At this point, I think we should have a counter for how many streams me and Evan show up to. For those who don't know me, I'm Scarlett or John. I'm the editor of the Servers at Home channel. I maintain a bunch of other stuff also on the Discord and stuff like that. The soothing sounds of Scarlet. That is not true. I hope that did not sound awful. So on vacation, sure, buddy, sure. Evan literally is on vacation every week. Literally. He is gone all the time. It is astonishing. Are you suggesting you've done a lot by yourself? I have done so many of these streams by myself. I have attended so many more streams than Evan, and I should be rewarded for that. Is that why we need the counter? Yes. It'd be funny. Be just a little thing that everyone else would know. Nothing against Evan. He has a life. I don't. I just have just a wife. He needs a vacation to recover from his vacation. It's true. Yeah, that is kind of what it sounds like. What he needs. Wow, all the time. Evan and I have a very good relationship. It's like banter. It's funny. A vacay with the family is not a vacay. True. That is true. All right. Um, what was I? Oh yeah. So sorry about Wednesday's video. So Evan and I are trying a new thing to try and clear our schedules up some more. So we're not doing doing videos the week of, and then trying to get them out as fast as we can. And then so we're trying to pre-record stuff during all that chaos of us trying to get ahead in 1 week. Um, excuse me. We forgot to schedule Wednesday's video. So it was a little late. It's a little late. So I checked tomorrow's video is already scheduled. So we're good on that. Thankfully this week there was no T3. Evan was going to have to record T3 on Friday, which we try to do over the weekend just to give ourselves some time. But thankfully there wasn't one. I am of the strong opinion that the Chris's from IX Systems watch the channel and they're like, "Oh, well, Evan's going to be gone. We can't release a podcast." They've only ever done it once. There's only ever been one time we've had to miss, and like the like 20 other times Evan needs to go on vacation, they just don't post. It's really funny actually. So hopefully today they post one. It'd be interesting to hear since we haven't heard from them in a while. So, but that leads us into this exciting thing. We reached 15,000 subscribers. Thank you, everyone. We couldn't have done it without you guys. This is a big moment for us. We didn't say anything about when we hit 10,000, and I kind of felt bad, but it was already like too late. We instantly went to like 11 within like a couple days. But I wanted to point it out on the stream today, saying thank you guys. Some people say like, oh, the numbers don't mean anything to me or anything like that. I'm a numbers guy. I straight up am just a numbers guy, and they do mean a lot to me. Subscribers is kind of like a flaky thing. I'm looking more at like viewer numbers to see how good we're doing, because the ultimate goal is to like help everyone else. And you guys being here for us, subscribing to us, and paying attention, and wanting to see us, it really does mean a lot. It's amazing to see. We're not even at the end of the year, and we've almost already 2 times. By the end of the year, we'll already times 2 what we've done, and hopefully we get better. Me and Evan learn more. I mean, honestly, I've learned so much more with editing. Evan's learned a lot more with hosting. It's gotten so much better. There was someone I was helping with a support ticket, and we were talking about renaming their pool, and we have a video on how to rename a pool, and I was just laughing because how the like audio quality is, how like the hosting was, and that's still this year. It's cool. They watch my calendar. Yeah, Ix does. So, also, I did turn the stream delay down so that you guys should be able to interact. I should be able to see it faster. So, you guys should be seeing this. I would assume it's like a 2-second delay or something like that. I think YouTube only been live for 1 year. A little bit longer than that. So we can go to Lifetime, and right about October 2024. So we've we've had a year, but I was talking like the beginning of like 2025 for the year, cuz I was looking at just the 2025 stats. But yeah, so we've been live for a little over a year. Like October, a random October is when Evan decided to start this. No shame. No shame. It's just funny. I forgot when the first video was uploaded. It's been a minute. But anyways, nonetheless, thank you everyone. We appreciate it. It really does mean a lot. Um I did mention this on the Discord. We're going to get into Plex a little later in the news for the self-host, but if anyone is looking into Plex, I know a lot of you aren't because you're either using Jellyfin or whatever. This is a good time to get in. It's the previous pricing. Just get the lifetime pass. I think it was 120 US or something like that. So if you're interested in doing that, be sure to do that. And we can have a longer discussion about Plex later since it's going to be brought up again. Speaking of sales, I guess this wasn't brought up in the Self-Host Weekly, so we can kind of have a longer discussion about this. But HexOS has controversially brought back their $100 license deal. For everyone that doesn't know what HexOS is it is a top layer, it's a front for TrueNAS. It is not a replacement of TrueNAS. It's just a face. It's a layer above TrueNAS to make the UI for TrueNAS easier, more user friendly. They launched it last year, and it was launched. The license cost was a lifetime cost of $100, which in my opinion is a good deal. It's a lifetime license. And so like I said, I think $100 is a good deal to improve upon TrueNAS, because personally their UI UX design philosophy is not really that user friendly. It needs a whole lot of work, and something like this could help that for users who aren't tinkerers, for people that don't know what they're doing. But once they release, the planned cost is planned to be $300 a license, which is a lot. Unraid in its current state is 250, I believe. And that is a whole NAS operating system. I don't know how I felt about the $300. I still think it's a good deal for a lifetime if you don't want to learn the TrueNAS UI. I get that. And if you don't want to have to learn Unraid. But so they have raised it after that Black Friday sale last year to 200. And some people were upset about that, and I understand why people are upset with that because I agree with it. You're asking people to be alpha testers, and you're expecting to pay $200, which is a lot more. I doubt it'll sell for 300. I don't. I know it'll sell for 300. I don't think people in the tech community understand how much people do not want to learn TrueNAS. TrueNAS is a complicated software. It's not just TrueNAS, it's ZFS as well. And making it less complicated for people is like a sweet spot. I don't want to have to manage. I can manage TrueNAS. Do I want to manage a secondary TrueNAS at someone else's house that I'm backing up to. No, I don't want to have to deal with that. I would rather have something simple that's there that I can get done in a few minutes rather than trying to faff around with a whole bunch of just everything. Um, I think it's a steep price to ask for when you're brand new to a space. But so anyways, they dropped it back down to 100. So if something like this sounds interesting to you, do your research. There is a channel. Let me go ahead and grab the channel. I think they're called NAS Compares. Hold on. NAS Compares. Yes. And they've done updates on XOS to like show like the progress of it and everything. So if you're interested, go to their channel. They have a whole bunch of updates and stuff that they've done before. Follow a Brit who rants a lot. Oh, fellow Brit, sorry. NAS Compares is a great informational channel. Agreed. So much. Offsite at the parents' house. I need them to be able to at least restart it for me. Even then, you really don't. With something like a Jet KVM or the GL.net KVMs, you really don't need them to restart it, honestly. It's getting to that point where they literally just need to let it sit there, and as long as it has power and Ethernet, that's all it really needs. Is HexOS the Linux media group making? Oh, Linus. No. So Linus is an investor in HexOS, but people don't know this either. IX Systems, who makes TrueNAS, is also an investor of HexOS. It's not just Linus from Linus Tech Tips. So when people are trying to say like HexOS is a scam for TrueNAS, like it's so not that even the IX system team, they know their shortcomings. And if they didn't, then why would they invest inside HexOS? They know that. So that's, if they're investing their time and their money into it, then of course it means something. And it should mean something. But anyways, so off of all these practices that the HexOS team has done, TrueNAS does need some help. It needs a lot of help, to be quite honest with you. It's a great piece of software. It's fantastic. But holy, is it a complicated mess to understand. In my opinion, personally, this might be controversial. I think the TrueNAS UI is easier to understand than Proxmox, but it still needs help. Proxmox UI is kind of everywhere right now. Which honestly, you need to build a user base before you really worry about UI, but a lot of people are gonna be turned off because of how not great the UI is and how complicated it is. I can't tell you how many support tickets we have off of just people not being able to understand permissions because they're not laid out in like good terminology. It's kind of whack. So with this, HexOS also released a roadmap update and kind of their year-end review of all the updates that they've done and stuff like that, which have been generally just good. The apps catalog, they've added a few apps to their official catalog, but they're also allowing community members to add to the catalog themselves and like submit further review and stuff like that. And so I think that's good. I wish TrueNAS would go back to doing something like this, to where you can make your own catalog and stuff like that, and then you could get that shared. But I don't think they will after the whole True Charts debacle, which is kind of understandable. But You gotta utilize the community in some way. You can't always think that they're always going to be like how True Charts was to people. They are launching Gold Eye support a month later. I think it's maybe almost 2 months later. I think Gold Eye launched at like the beginning of October, something like that, like a month or two later. Which, in my opinion, you don't need the latest version on something like this, but it is. Hopefully, this does get better. This timeline is better than what it was last time. For the adoption of Fangtooth, so hopefully it gets better. UI polish and bug fixes, and that's another thing too. They've been really responsive to the community that have been testing this out for them, and have been given that stuff. So that's good. There's been no complaints that I've seen personally, for people from people discussing like the the responsiveness of the HexOS team. So that's another good thing in my opinion. Um, I this was an issue for me, but it really wasn't like a main issue because you're gonna have to work on it eventually, or it's just gonna be a dead on arrival product. But when they launched last year, uh, their alpha, beta, whatever you want to call it, you couldn't host it locally. You couldn't host the software locally, or not the software. You couldn't host. You couldn't access it through the web interface locally. You had to do it through the cloud. But now you can, and so that's good. Good on them. Something that should be there. This, I don't. Where do they talk about it? Where do they say this? Hold on. Um, Crap. I know I did see it. Let me search for it. Hold on. Okay, right there it is. This is kind of a problem in my opinion. We committed to our community that we wouldn't release 1.0 until the local UI was available. That project has grown in both the scope and capability, evolving into something even better than we originally envisioned. It is for this reason that we are shifting the release date of 1.0 to Q1 of 2026. So the latest would be March 31st of next year. I think that's a problem. I think, in my opinion, that they are feeling the pressure that community has put on them. I really don't think I'm not going to name names, but there were a bunch of people that have a bunch of like big communities that did not show this software in the best way. They were showing it as in a software that would replace your already existing running home lab. And I don't think that's a good faith argument. Like, you're a nerd. You are a nerd for having a home lab already. You have to think about the people. You're saying that you want the home lab community to grow. But not everyone's a nerd. Not everyone has time to learn all of the ins and outs of this stuff. And so I think they're rushing the release. That's my opinion. That's what I'm getting from this. I was purely under the belief they didn't say anything, but I was purely under the belief that we weren't going to be getting anything until 27. Just because they need time to, make sure everything's good. I haven't heard anything. I don't think right now you can even import your TrueNAS, like your existing TrueNAS pools, into HexOS. We had to find out someday, not like this. I'm not sure what you mean. I think if you launch without that word nerds, true. We are. It's just the truth. But I think if they release 1.0 without having the ability to import our TrueNAS pools into it, I think that's a huge issue. A huge problem. Because you need to at first get the existing users inside of HexOS. You can't. I don't know. I think that's a huge issue in my opinion. This is extremely controversial. Wait, was it? Yeah, it was 200. I'm a proud nerd. We should all be proud nerds. I'm far from any kind of dev, but I feel like HexOS is sure taking its time. And okay. Why would you not want it to take its time? Why would you want something that's going to be holding your data to go fast? That's the argument from people that I'm not understanding. Why? So it's been a year. And in development time, that's not a lot of time, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't see a reason why HexOS needs to go fast. At all. I'm not at all saying I don't want them to. I'm just saying I don't see that this is a rush announcement. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Go on like any video recently on example like NAS compares. He does a good job. I don't want to say him. He does a good job at like understanding who this is for and trying to talk to his audience about that. The people in the comments do not understand that. And to say that HexOS is not feeling like that they need to rush is probably an understatement. I'm sure they're feeling it. I'm sure the sales have slowed down and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I think maybe I don't know. There just has been a lot of negative sentiment towards it. People wanting a rush job also hate it when promises get broken and couldn't have it both ways. Yeah. I am not HexOS is for anyone. I'm not sure HexOS is for anyone who knows it even exists right now. I disagree. Because what was how many people watched like the Linus Tech Tips HexOS video? HexOS. Like, let's look at like just for the LMG Clips channel. That's already 202,000 views. The reveal of HexOS is 1.6 million views. So even if we take into account half of those people, that's still a lot of people that know about HexOS that are possibly just not big enough nerds to host their own data. Like, that's a lot. And you can kind of even just see it in like NAS compares videos. If you search up like NAS compare, you can see like HexOS. It was like 6 months ago. It's got 50,000 views, and then he did a Q3 update, which was a big update, and it only got 16,000 views. Like, you can already see like the amount of people that are being turned away, and that's why I believe about them rushing the release. I was the non-nerd app. Isn't it intended to be like alpinification of TrueNAS, putting on a Ungreen level or something? Not really. No, you can build whatever computer you want. So there is a difference in building my server. So my server was custom, but I didn't know anything about TrueNAS. So I can build computers. But right now the layer between knowing how to build computers and like installing like Windows or something, like just something simple, is not really that easy compared to me launching a server software. I may misunderstand the intentions then, and it's fine. To be honest with you, they don't really help themselves with that either. They don't really tell them that well. But no, it's just for any software. So they're not going. It's not really intended for just like mini PCs or all-in-ones that have NAS capabilities built in or like drive base built in. It's really just for anything. Uh, so yeah, like I said, and so that's why I'm not just saying that for just saying that. I'm reading the comments. I'm watching people who are covering HexOS, and just the negative sentiment. If Linus brings up HexOS on WAN Show, which is like the hardcore audience is watching those streams, and it just turns into a bunch of negativity. And so they have a bad PR problem right now, and like I said, that's why I feel like it's being rushed. Um, and they need to not have that. They want to make sure that they don't have that bad public sentiment. But I think at minimum, not being able to import your NAS or your TrueNAS pools is a bad idea. So hopefully by Q1, with 1.0, I hope that we can do that. All right. So then also some other things. This is the main thing that I'm looking forward to with TrueNAS, or not TrueNAS, HexOS, and that I'm sure a lot of other people are as well, is just the buddy backup system. Being like right now, setting up a buddy backup inside TrueNAS is awful. It is extremely annoying. It's not secure whatsoever. You need to give like credentials to people to access your server and just a bunch of stuff. There is a way to get around that with SyncThing, but you're possibly still opening yourself up to an attack. If this is done securely enough, then this will be the best way to back up. TrueNAS, because even TrueNAS, they launched or are launching. Did they launch it already? I think they did. That would make sense that they did. Like they're trying to do their own thing. This is gonna be blinding. I am sorry. They're trying to do their own thing with that to compete with that, and it kind of is bad. To say the least. TrueNAS Connect, if no one heard about this, it's another, it's like a cloud software, but it's not. And part of this would be being able to connect your you would be able to do a buddy backup with this. But you have to pay, I think it was $50 per NAS. So that's $100 a year when so if you run this for if you ran TrueNAS Connect for 3 years on just 2 systems, it would already be worth it to just buy HexOS. So yeah, I don't. So and then like the whole business practice is the 3-2-1 backup process. So you would be paying like $300 a year. I just don't see that as a good deal in my opinion. Quite frankly, by the time HexOS comes out, I will probably be past most of the TrueNAS hurdles, thanks mostly to your videos. Yeah, honestly, and that's a good thing. But again, we're nerds. The fact that the fact that no one is really like all these like tech tubers are, and I'm not trying to do shots or anything like that, like call anyone out. It's just not what their focus is, because quite frankly, there's not a lot of drive for it. I mean, you can look at our videos on how to use TrueNAS, and there's just not a lot of drive for it, honestly. Um, but what was I trying to say? But a lot of tech tubers just don't cover that stuff about how to use TrueNAS. Do it, call them out? No, because it's because I get it. It's not a bad thing that they're not. It's a lot of these tech tubers, that's their job. So if the views aren't going to come from that, then why do it? We just really do it. We're not really doing this to like for a job. We're really, Evan and I are doing this to try to help and learn, help teach everyone else, really. You know, especially now. Like I've said this whole thing before, but like even now, it's times are getting a lot more. They're not slowing down. They're getting tough. So any way that we can help, make someone's life more secure, private, more financially stable, that's what I want to do. Getting comments like that is what makes my day. Doing stuff like this is what helps make my time feel worth it. There's levels to nerds though. If Tailscale or TrueNAS got Arduino'd, I'd have no chance understanding what to do. Yeah, no, for sure. That's also what I'm saying as well. There is a level of people that will build their own custom computer and install Windows on it, but will never build a custom computer to run a NAS software. It's too much. And we need something like HexOS that will help that. Because people, it needs to be more common to get people to run their own stuff. Yeah. But if any of you don't know what AnyRaid is either, AnyRaid is sponsored by Eshtech, which is a part of HexOS. And so this is another good reason why I think supporting HexOS is a good idea, is because they're already putting their money where their mouth is and supporting a project that's going to help make ZFS better for the masses. ZFS cuts down so currently with ZFS, you need to match drive sizes. If you have a 20 terabyte drive, you cannot put an 18 terabyte drive in a pool. And you cannot put a 2 terabyte. It needs to be another 20 terabyte drive. With AnyRaid, the goal, I think it was it 32 gigs? I think it was 32 or 64 gigs. I forget what it was. But they're basically splitting the storage into 32 or 64 gig chunks. Like cookies. It was 64 gig chunks, yeah. So that it can so you can put any size drive into a pool of whatever other size drive you want. That's good. This is huge that HexOS is doing this. That is one of the main pain points of ZFS. That a lot of the big reason people don't like it. But because of how amazing ZFS is at protecting your data, it's worth it going through that pain. Because right now, I'm going through that pain right now. To be quite honest with you. Woe is me. I know. I am running out of space in my 10 wide, 20 terabyte pool. I know. Woe is me. All right. But I need to buy 5 more 20 terabyte drives. I don't really need that amount of space. That's a big pool. No, it's not. It's average. All right. But and then right now, I mean, I could talk. I was going to talk about this too, but right now, the computer industry is skyrocketing. Uh, it is. The prices right now are getting ridiculous. I don't know if you guys have seen RAM prices. They've shot up. AMD is already discussing shooting up their GPU prices. It's not about the size of the pool, it's how you use it. True. So yeah, if this is not financial advice, but if you were looking to get a computer part, I would do that now if it was me, rather than waiting, because that the drives are going to go up. It's this AI bubble that we're in right now, and it's just waiting to see if it's going to pop, when it's going to pop. It could take a while. Like we should all have, like, you've all seen how bad like the crypto craze was, and that was something that didn't have momentum. This has huge momentum with companies, and so everyone is trying to get faster speeds wherever they can. For RAM, it's already too late. Other parts, buy now, not financial advice. It's not too late. Let's say I knew someone that was in the chip making industry. Let's say I did. And let's hypothetically say that they are going to go up even more, and that they're not done hiking the price up. Hypothetically. Completely hypothetical. I think saying right now they're at their peak is not a good thing to say. They're going to go up, because more people are going to realize what they missed out on, and they're going to buy into it. So, I consider the $600 kits to be a late buy, but that's on me. Yeah, I completely agree. I understand what you're saying. I completely get that. Spinning Rust really hasn't went down in the price in the last 20 years. No, it has. Hard drives went down a lot. Like, even before, like, I bought my first 520 terabytes. What was it? It was probably like 320, 330 or something like that. I forget what it was. But, and then when I bought my second pair, it went down to like 200, which is good. And right now it's hovering around like 240, 260. Retailers have already jacked up prices up. 64 gigabyte is already a GPU price range. Yeah. Spinning drives went down, but then something bumps them back up. Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, right now, if you can, or if you want to, I would, before it gets too late. Kind of like a buying food right now before the storm really hits, and it's already hitting. So, all right, that's all I have to say about that. And then before we get into the news, if you didn't catch our live stream last week, Ethan Shawley, who makes the self-host newsletter, published a survey. If you don't know who Ethan Shawley is, it's this great still image right here. Evan and I, we love Ethan and all his work, and love this beautiful, beautiful still image that I just so happened to find. And then all of you should know already who this is. This is DB Tech of the DB Tech YouTube channel. And then this is Matt Fox. I love Matt. He made a Komodo import tool to import all your stacks from a previous or other Docker container softwares so that you could import them into Komodo really easily. And Matt is just such a nice guy. He's very helpful. He's very nice to work with. So if you guys haven't seen this, this was a good video to watch. They went over the survey results and discussed them, and it was interesting. I was in the chat for a while, so go ahead and go give that a watch. So, again, I want to reiterate this. This is self-host. Evan and I do not own, run, or do anything for self-host. All we do is support. This is Ethan Shawley. He is a one person. Ethan runs, manages, maintains, whatever you want to say, all of self-host. So that's adding applications, that's the newsletter, that's everything. All Ethan. Ethan is an amazing dude. All right. So, with that out of the way, let's get into the news. Weekly highlights. It's officially the holiday season, TM, and I, along my fellow Yanks, is that a sports? Is that for sports for Yankees? I don't follow sports. I'm pretty sure that I might have just said something really stupid, but I think that's what that is. Spent this week stuffing their face with turkey while trying to navigate the chaos. That is my newsfeed, where reputable sites that typically publish quality content have resorted to shilling Black Friday deals and discounted yet still overpriced merch. I think that's just what people want. Americans. What country is Ethan from? I would assume he's US. I would assume so. He speaks freedom units. That's what I would say. I'd say Ethan speaks freedom units. I've never really heard anyone discuss this before. How new sites will like push out like Black Friday stuff. So yeah, Thanksgiving is an American holiday, yeah. But I don't know if I don't know how common people think about that, to be honest. It's interesting. I've never really heard anyone mention it. It is annoying. Like, that's all my feed is. And it's not even like good deals. They're pretty bad, to be honest with you. Dude, the like state of Black Friday is just so bad. I like to live in chaos. So I liked when I was younger and I went to like go do Black Friday shopping. But it is just so not worth it now. I went to Micro Center a couple years ago from Black Friday. There was no one in there. Just literally no one. Like, I went to a heavily populated city and there was no traffic. Nothing at all. It is kind of sad how bad like Black Friday has gotten. Like, it's not fun anymore. And that's kind of what drove it to like where a lot of people would want to spend money. But I bought Unify hardware. That was my best Black Friday deal. Yeah. I was glad to see that. So to celebrate the season, enjoy this week's newsletter, free advertisements, affiliate links, Black Friday deals, and diatribes, just pure, unadulterated news, activity, and content. All right. So here's the first thing. This is gonna be another biggie. I'm sorry if you guys heard that. From the Unify store, I guess I will mention that, yeah. So yes, the Ubiquity store was doing a sale. I think it. What is? Yeah, they were doing a sale. I don't know if they still are. Ubiquity store. Let's take a look. I would assume they still are. Yeah, they are. They're doing a sale, a Black Friday sale. So if you're looking into Ubiquity equipment, now's a good time to get into it. This is their first Black Friday, as far as I know. Yeah, it's interesting. They've discounted a lot of decent stuff. So I'll go ahead and I'll link that for the US site. So there you are. I was at my local Micro Center Black Friday last year, and the line was 1 hour long to get to register. That's not even that bad. To be quite honest with you, that's not bad. 1 hour line at Micro Center, at least for my Micro Center, that's not bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, Unified Black Friday deals. I got the Dream Router 7 and AP. Nice. All right. Plex. I thought they already did this, but the very controversial, I don't even think it's controversial. I think it's just plain wrong, to be honest with you. Fact that if one member, so if the person hosting the Plex server does not have Plex Pass, you cannot access the media from outside your home. When Plex is hosting nothing for you. I think that's stupid. Actually, I don't think that's stupid. I know that's stupid. So they decided to do that, and that's just what this is talking about and how they're actually enforcing it now. I thought they did start enforcing it, but I guess they didn't. So, like I said, if you are interested in Plex, get the Plex Pass, in my opinion. And in DB Tech's stream, they kind of discussed it a little more, and it was kind of validating to have other people kind of agree with me about, especially like higher up people, about Jellyfin. And it's not that Jellyfin's bad. It's so much. It's so shattered. People don't want to hear this, to be honest with you. But just take a step back. Yeah, it's fragmented, yeah. But just think about it. Like, the whole reason Plex was where it was at was because it gave a unified experience. Their app is on everything. You could stream it anywhere. You don't have to set up a reverse proxy for it. You don't have to VPN into your home. And I don't understand. I don't understand how no one, and I shouldn't. This is gonna sound awful. I'm gonna word this awful. I don't understand how anyone on that has that can contribute to the Jellyfin project, how there's not a unified application everywhere for Jellyfin. Just for example, just that is something that would, I'm sure, help a lot of people, and that we have discussed. But right now, it's up to individuals to make an application for platform X. And sometimes it has good features, sometimes it doesn't have good features. And right now, there's people that are taking the Jellyfin source code or closed sourcing it, or application software and stuff like that. And it's the Wild West with Jellyfin right now. It is such an amazing application. I want to use it so bad, so bad. I would pay for someone to make an application that just works across all platforms. I would pay a subscription for Jellyfin to host a connection so I don't have to port forward, I don't have the VPN, I don't have to reverse proxy, any of that. Jellyfin app makers unified like Canport app makers are? Listen. You don't need to attack the Kanban board makers. But Jellyfin has way more momentum than any Kanban board. Plex is committing a crime against its base, which will ultimately lead to an alternative being created. Temporarily, it's bad, but will hopefully produce something better for the user. Completely agree. I couldn't agree more. But this has been and Plex announced this in March. Okay. And nothing has been done besides people just making more applications. The jump's already been done. The damage has been done. People are leaving Plex. I have not heard Cody talk. Cody is not coming back. I'll tell you that right now. The amount of people inside like just the Selfo survey that voted Cody is very minimal. They're using Jellyfin or Plex. I think Cody was actually above MB, which is funny. But people are going to Jellyfin. A lot of people are going to Jellyfin. Our Jellyfin video gets way more attention than our Plex video by miles. I just want it to be better. That's my main wish, for me to switch. Or just end up with more people doing the same, like Netflix, Hulu. I can't get my mate off Cody. He's stuck. That's funny. Synology? No. Okay. I think people... Okay. Let me be clear. This is insane. Making me pay to host stuff from my own home is insane. It is stupid. Without a doubt. But everything else, raising the prices, is reasonable. Having anyone in any company, anyone having a lifetime option is not profitable. It's not. Why do you think that you don't see any streaming platform do a lifetime option? It's not profitable by any means. And I think the whole reason that they did this was because they thought it would gain them more profit. But they should have just backtracked, to be honest with you. They shouldn't have done this. But the damage is done, but they should have just listened. I strongly disagree with it. But they have costs. And they've controversially, I don't understand why they went into live TV. I don't get that. But that's what they decided as a company. I don't know. I think I said what I said, and that's really it. I wish Jellyfin was better. I hope it gets better. So, I wish that team the best of luck, and I would support it so much. Collabor Online. If none of you know this is like the popular software that a lot of people will use with Nextcloud. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I meant turning on their users. Yeah, no, I agree. I have never used Collabor Office. I'll have to look at it. What does their writer look like? Okay, so it's okay. So it's just going to be the exact same as what it looks like on Nextcloud. Okay, cool. I will have to try this out. I'm gonna say possibly another controversial thing. Evan is probably listening to this right now, being like, has his hand on his forehead, being like, "Oh no." The Libre suite, the Libre Office suite, is not that good. It's not. It is not close to being as powerful as just regular like Office 365 apps. Finally someone said it. It's cool that they're open source. Very cool. But again, it's like the Plex and Jellyfin thing. If it's not better, then why are people going to use it? I personally, I've only installed Collabra on Nextcloud, but I never really used it. It's out now, no back sales. Wait, you have to buy this? Oh, how much? Collabra online. Wait. Oh, oh, I, huh? Oh, okay. But I, am I missing something? Hold on. Do you have to pay for this? I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't read this. I don't read. Um, I but this is for the desktop client. No. This would be for the desktop client. So I understand that this would be paid cloud, which is fair. But okay. Who? Who? Oh my gosh. All right, we're good. Like everyone just saw me like panic in real time. I'll have to try this out. You broke him, dude. I was so worried. I was shaking. You're good. No, you're good. I never heard of no back sales instead of take backs. I've never heard that before. You're good though. But no, this is good. Like I said, I haven't really used it that much. It'll be interesting. Real money blasphemy? No, okay. I have said this before. If any of you have heard me, I think people need money in order to like thrive. So I think a one-time fee is better. It's fine. But this is where I was like, huh? Um, John will put his hand in his pockets where it's needed. That's messed up. That's messed up. But yeah, no, I'm gonna try this for sure. I am an Excel boy. I am very much so not an Excel boy, like a spreadsheet guy. So I'll be interested to see how this stacks up because I do other projects on the side, and so I use Google Sheets primarily for the like shareability, and everyone else just has it. And if Collabra is better than that, then I'm definitely just gonna use that. Yeah, we found his align, and he thought we crossed it. $3.40. I understand this is online, but I didn't see because right here it just says products. Okay, I guess there's Collabra Office right there. I just missed it. Okay. I blew it out of proportion. All right. All that's my fault. That's my fault. All right. The recent Git.2 or 5.2 release has people talking about the upcoming 3.0 transition from master to main. I am not a Git person, so I don't know any of this. So I'm gonna not discuss this. Sorry. The Portainer team released an update that finally brings Docker v29 support to their platform. Users who upgraded prematurely were previously unable to connect to their instances. Interesting. Huh. On the survey, there was a lot of people who are still using Portainer. And to be honest with you, I know why. People don't like change, especially nerds for sure. But Portainer is kinda silly with how it kind of is sometimes. It's really complicated. It's an enterprise application. So it's interesting. I did not realize this. I don't. You guys probably know this. I'm a Komodo fanboy. Komodo, it came from Matt. Komodo's getting a V2. I'm hoping that means a UI overhaul. I'm hoping. Get my fingers crossed for that because it's powerful, but it's also complicated UI. So that's good. Portainer's still getting updates for people that use that. I want Komodo config special video. What do you mean? What do you mean? I want a Komodo config special video. What? Huh? What are you talking about, Willis? I'll let you type that out. Sterling PDF drop 2.0, which includes a redesigned web interface, desktop application. Ooh. Do they have it on their updated README? I use Komodo, but can get confused by it. We have a Komodo video. If you didn't know about it. Let me grab a link. I'll link it in the chat. I just uninstalled Sterling. The image was nearly 2 gigabytes. That's just an overview. Not 3 months in with all the quirks. True. Well, maybe this redesign helps that. This is nice. Yeah, this is nice. All right. Dude, there's so many PDF stuff. How is PDF software just not figured out at this? Let's be real for a second, all right? Dude, this is just the hot take stream. I don't even think that's a hot take. How are PDFs just not figured out right now? Like, how are they not perfected? How have we had PDFs for so long and they're just not perfected? I don't get it. Oh, I didn't realize none of them can edit with PDFs. Interesting. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. Graphene OS, a popular private fork of Android, rushed to migrate infrastructure out of France after being accused of engaging the same behavior that saw the CEO of Telegram arrested last year. My goodness. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. I don't know what was the what was it that they were accused of? Oh, organized crime. Gotcha. That's the hard thing with like secure phones. But it also just tells you, like, sorry, not just secure phones, just secure anything. Because yes, it's secure, but also yes, you are helping like criminal organizations. But if you as a government entity care so much to arrest like the founder and like the creator and the CEO. What does that say about you? Like how free and how much are you actually tracking your citizens? I just throwing that out there. I don't know if that's controversial or not, but I'm throwing that out there. The Linux server team dropped a new Docker mod for Swag, a popular reverse proxy option. I've never heard of it. According to this year's survey results, that allows it to stop containers on demand based on inactivity. Oh, cool. That's cool. So we're gonna see an application later discussing that. Maybe it does like if there's like incoming traffic, it'll start it back up. And if that's just built in, that's cool. I like seeing stuff like that that helps prioritize like resources and stuff like that. Like if no one's on like my Minecraft server, why do I want my Minecraft server on 24/7? Stuff like that. By the way, I do have my mic a lot closer than what I normally do. So if I'm making like weird noises or like if you hear me cough every now and then, please let me know so that I can try to fix that. Like, and I drink a lot of water, so hopefully you don't hear that either. So, I am not covering this. Not because I think it's bad, but because I don't know what YouTube will do. So you guys can come to the newsletter. I'll link it if you wanna look into that. All right. Terratan.lan. It noises add to it. We know it's not AI. Sure. Terratan.lan, Ian? My self-hosted private enterprise. I meant to look at this. Okay. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sure a lot went into this. I am not reading that. Where's my AI overview? 6-minute read. Come on. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm sorry. Self-hosters confirm it again. Linux dominates the HomeLab OS space. I mean, yeah. I don't. What? I mean, that's just obvious. I feel like that wasn't really necessary. Oh, okay. Ethan put it here because it's mentioning his survey. That's fair. If you guys want to know more about the survey, you need to look at the survey. Hold on. Let me go grab it for you. Or you can watch our coverage over it, or DB's video. DB's live stream. Both were good, in my opinion. Wasn't it a few weeks ago you said people don't read anymore? I say that every week. And I am one of those people. It is just a known fact right now that the reading has just declined. If there was an audio version, I would listen to it for sure. I am too ADHD. Chat must be a torture. No, because I am getting instant gratification by talking to you guys. I don't like reading articles. I'll read forums. That's different. I don't want to read articles. I have so much ADHD that I'll just be like, can we get to the point? But I have instant gratification by just seeing your guys' messages. That's different. WebTop 3.0 Part 3. I don't know what WebTop is. I've never heard of it before. Putting it all together with sealskin. This was cool. This Stuff like this needs to be more common to just make it easier for people to switch to Linux. Like that's the main thing. And Linux people that run it like as their desktop, I don't know if they just don't want to admit it or they just don't think about it, but like all the like side quests that they need to do that just like a normal person. I do tech support for like average people, and like they don't know what like the start menu is. Like that's an average person. I was reading something about a wall sort of service for something about, or for Minecraft. The story was about it could be used for other services to save power overall. Yeah, saving power is a good thing right now, especially with how everything's going. Yeah, this is cool. Stuff like that's cool. This is cool. That looks really good. Oh, you deserve so much praise. Normie tech support isn't easy. I have fun with it, to be honest with you. Um, and again, that's the reason we do this, Evan and myself. Are there special cases where people are like hard to teach? Yes. Especially when they're frustrated and not trying to listen. It's pretty awful. But the people who do want to learn and will listen to you and help you and let you teach them is it's really good. Um and stuff like that. It helps keep me grounded also with like what like the majority of people think. So it improves my skills on trying to teach tech to other people. Cuz ultimately that's my goal. I want to be able to teach that stuff. Um and yeah, that's ultimately what I would want. That's what I like doing. New generation Y hierarchy of root and intermediate certifications. And I've been asked to help someone set up their smart fridge. I mean, if you don't know how to set it up, maybe get a normal fridge. Stuff like that is pretty easy to set up. But yeah. Like not against you. Like it's like pretty like a like straightforward process. Like you're probably scanning a QR code. Uh I don't even know what the smart fridge is, but you're more than likely scanning a QR code, connecting it to an app. Pretty simple. Pretty simple stuff. At least they didn't ask help with setting up the smart bidet. True. Anybody but me relatives. Android probably. The Android users, man. Let me tell you. How many people would that just annoy? Um WordPress performance benchmarks. Okay. Uh, I know. I'm just messing. Um another hot take. I don't think anyone's ready to hear. WordPress is garbage. If you've never used it before, be thankful. Be thankful. It is awful. The UI is actually awful. It is not intuitive whatsoever. There are so many different settings pages that do the exact same thing. It is WordPress is so bad. And because they can't do it good enough, they have plugins that will fix WordPress's issues. And WordPress will never fix their base software because the good plugins cost a subscription and WordPress gets a cut of that subscription. So they will just never make the software better, the base software better. It is so bad. So no one can learn WordPress because you have to learn a plugin. And then, and if that plugin isn't documented good enough or stuff like, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's so awful. I don't like WordPress. It's actually WordPress, if you don't know, is basically like it's a like drag and drop web page builder. But it's like actually just easier to code it yourself with HTML and CSS. Actually. It's so bad. Raspberry Pi Imager 2.0 released to make it easier for creating OS media. Cool. Yeah, Evan also, I'll say this right now because I can. Evan is like, oh, people just read titles of like newsletters, and that's like that's the news for them. They don't read the article. Evan does the exact same thing. I don't think he realizes it. He's literally like scrolling through and just reading these. It's so funny. I chuckle a little bit every time because we talk about how like no one reads, and he'll like never go into these articles on stream and like read with you. The news servers at home, the news servers at home page had the same issue. Yeah, it does. What are the alternatives to WordPress? Building a website yourself. Yeah, Evan, no. Oh, this. Okay. Ooh, I thought we were talking about something else. My bad. I like this. It looks better. It looks good. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I like this a lot more. It was better. It looks better. It was much better than the old one. So if you guys haven't seen the new page, here it is. Okay. Not the other thing. Yeah, I thought you were showing off the other thing. That's why I was like, uh-oh. Microsoft front page. I do not know what that is. All right. Now, this is the part of the stream where everyone starts tuning out. All right. I never did web page stuff. Only thing that I remember is Joom LA. What? I have never heard of that. Joomla? I have never heard of Joomla before. Ever. It's not ready. It's not ready. That's why I thought you were linking it. I thought you were linking the thing that's not ready. It needs so much more discussion before we release that. Yeah, that's why I got worried. I was about to delete your message. I'm not gonna lie to you. But and then I read the link again and I realized that it wasn't the thing. I'm sorry. I was like, no, we need to talk about that. But all right, we're good though. We're good. Me and Evan are on the same page for the most part. It's funny. All right. Alias Vault. Isn't this like a password manager? Privacy first, password and email, alias manager. Oh, okay. We should actually do a video on this. Does it have a regular Docker Compose, Postgres, client API, admin, reverse proxy? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If this isn't on there, I'm gonna go ahead and add this. I don't know why I haven't added this before. It's a good idea. Having aliases is a really really nice thing. Software videos. All right. I just added more to the list. You're welcome. Log in with mobile device. Pin unlock, identity generator, age preference. Huh. Create/edit 2FA codes via browser extension and mobile. Wait, do they have a mobile app? There's a cloud version too? Hello? Um, okay, beta, cool. I wonder if you ever have to pay for it. If so, I mean, that's fine. I'd be down for paying for something like this. Yeah, they do have a mobile app. That's cool. I am going to check this out later. I don't want it for a password manager. I would like it for the email aliases alone. Cool. And honestly, this could be a replacement for Bitwarden for some people. This looks polished. That's cool. I would like to see like a paid version because that means that it's sustainable. That's why I pay for Bitwarden. Bitwarden only downside is the UI. I don't mind the UI. Is it? It can be clunky, but I think it's fine. Um, maybe right now it's free. I am leery of any online password manager that isn't mine. Uh, I'm not because of their like certifications and like the security patches that they have to go through. Um, that's why I trust Bitwarden. I would have to look more into Alias Vault before I would ever consider having it do my passwords. But the reason why I trust Bitwarden is because of how it's been like pen tested so many times by so many other companies. Um, that's why I trust it so much. So I get what people are concerned about that, but I trust Bitwarden to be more secure than me. Like it was genuinely scary how many people said that they did not realize that they needed to disable the admin page for Bitwarden, for self-hosting Bitwarden. Like genuinely terrifying. And like how there was a spike in that section. I people really that's cool. They're showing the architecture and all that's okay. I'll have to take a look at that later. Interesting. Interesting. But like I said, that's why I love Bitwarden so much. Because they are open. And it is stupid cheap. Like it is the cheapest password manager I've seen that's out there. And I just don't trust free ones because how are you staying on top of like security norms and free? I don't get that. Like if it's free, then who are you making money off of? I have my Bitwarden page wide open, but I'm testing still. Okay. Okay. Bento PDF creates fillable PDF forms. Cool. The Warwich. That's a location thing. Media. This is, I think, the AI one. Where are the contributors? Dude, he's going at this. This is supposed to be a like Plex radar mix. Why can't I see the contributors? Oh well. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Native indexer support, Postgres SQL support, Flare solver integration. Cool. Quality profile presets, folder aware library scanning, magnet link construction. Cool. Hopefully this gets traction. And hopefully right now he's still saying don't really use it for production use because it'll eat files possibly. So it'd be cool. It got a lot of hate because of the AI stuff, but if it becomes like functional and people test it out, I use KeyPass and a single file backup to my OneDrive. I've done this for 20 years. Not sure I can change. Understandable. Piwigo? Piwigo? Standard pages. What's a photos thing? Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I stayed up really late last night. And right now I am crashing. I am crashing. If you guys play games, I was up with my brother and my wife. We were playing Phasmophobia. It's a ghost hunting game. You go into homes or places and you figure out what the ghost is and you try to survive. It's a lot of fun. The three of us have a lot of fun doing that. So we stayed up really late playing that, and I am just crashing right now, to be completely honest with you. So if I'm get boring on something, tell me to move on. Uh Retro assembly, redesigned library homepage. V4, dang dude. Is this the redesign? Where's the readme? Readme updated last month. So I'm assuming this isn't the redesign then. I'd be interested to see the redesign. It's just Discord. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. Ribbit. Light mode support, relevant sessions under goals, reach drop solution or sessions. Note taking, transcription speaker, collaboration features, voice profiles and samples, audio sync. What is this? Okay, never mind. Transcription. Sawi. Sterling PDF. Nice. We talked about that one. Sync in. Visual identity refresh. Enhanced image viewer. We've talked about this before, haven't we? Yes, we have. They update their README. They have not. Okay. Devs, if you're listening, do yourself a favor. If you do any sort of refresh whatsoever, show it on your README. I don't think there's anywhere else to look at it. Already put an image of your software if it has a UI in the README. Already do that. But especially if you do an update, put it in your README. Please, I don't want to let your work go to waste. Exclude all services based on entry point name. What's Tralla? Oh, I've seen this before. Traffic page. 0byte, we saw this last week. Support for automatic notifications and alerts. Cool. We're gonna definitely do a video about this eventually. About backup automation for remote storage. This looked cool. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be in the top 10. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, I didn't even think about that. Dude. Our Oh my gosh. I'm looking at this week's not this week's, next month's release schedule. I got a lot of editing to do. I got oh no. Save me now. Oh my gosh. I got a lot of editing to do. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. You guys are in for a treat for December. There's a lot of heavy hitters for December. We're far enough in now. I think I can just tell you guys probably. You know, we're in like the middle of the stream. There's only 15 of you possibly listening right now. Only 5 likes. That's all I gotta say. You know, 15 watching, 5 likes. You guys know what to do. You know, but next week is going to be the top. Is should be the top 10 for November. That's gonna be an edit. Um, I think for the 12th we're gonna be doing a smaller video. I won't. Yeah. And then for the 19th, the ZFS 101. I need to go look over that. That's explaining what ZFS is to try to help everyone understand that. That's going to be a long edit. That's going to be the most editing that I've done because I'm going to try to do effects and I'm still learning a lot. Oh no. I'm trying to figure out a good Docker database backup tool. I've seen a few, but because it can be a bit of a pain, I avoid tools with databases. Yeah, that's understandable. Um, we're gonna have to fix this probably. Right now, I have top 10 containers for December. It's still in December. Generally, we try to release it after the month. Yeah. We're probably gonna have to fix that. We're probably gonna have to move something around. That should be fine. All right. All right. New software. A backend. Audio book metadata aggregator API. Cool. I I want audiobooks to be just as easy as like movies and TV shows. I would like it. I would like it. I would like to listen to stuff more. A book IO native iOS. Dude, there was a lot of audiobook stuff this week. Uh, a mass. Uh, and what automation control pane for off. I'm assuming authorizing, scheduling, and auditing scripts. Interesting. Whoa. Whoa. Cool. They did a good job on this. The developer did a good job on this. It looks cool. Sounds like cron master. No, because that's specifically for cron jobs. This could specifically, yeah. So this is going to like other systems for different code bases and stuff like that. Cool. That is that is beyond what Evan and I can learn. or like no. So that probably won't make it. It's cool, but we I can't code. Evan can't code, so that's probably not gonna make it. Not gonna lie, but it looks cool. Borg UI. I've never heard of Borg before. It's kind of cool. Most containers have APIs that 90% wouldn't use. Yeah. I've never heard of Borg before. Borg backup. Um, what is okay? There it is. Is a deduplicating backup program. Optionally, it supports compression and authenticated encryption. The main goal of Borg is to provide an efficient and secure way of backup data. The data deduplication techniques used makes Borg suitable for daily backups since only changes are stored. The authenticated encryption techniques makes it suitable for backups, not fully trusted targets. Interesting. I don't think we would be able. I don't think we'd be able to install this. It looks like. No, we would not. Dang, that's unfortunate. Alright, well, sorry, Borg UI. Dinos. Not looking at third party app. Self hosted cloud platform with single binary folder host. Cool. That looks good. Yeah, that is light. Interesting. Look into that one. Go notes. No. No, no, no notes. No notes. I'm sorry. No, no notes. Image compress. Fast private image compression and conversion tool. Cool. If you need that. Oh, okay. Well, cool. Local NVR, lightweight web-based NVR for browsing and playback. Cool. More competitors for Wingate. Is that what it's called? The bird frigate. I don't know where Wingate came from. Nice. That player looks nice. Maker's Vault, home for 3D print files and creative images illustrations. Why? Okay, I could see the use for this. I was gonna say, why would you use this? But I could see this now. This is cool. So you could preview the file, you can tag it. That's cool. So if you're into that stuff, I have a 3D printer, but I cannot model to save my life. I need to learn so badly. But I learn better when someone's teaching me. So, interesting. That's cool. Ness Ventori. Sure. Oh, okay. Ness Ventori. Home inventory management application. So like stuff you have in your home. Yes. I use Fusion 360. There are plenty of YouTube videos on how to model. I need to like talk to someone. That is like the best way for me to learn, to be honest. It's for me to like have like an open dialogue with you back and forth, rather than me just like trying to like sit there and try to understand what's going on. Because so then I can like ask my questions. And I'm also like I'm horrible at reading text, and I'm also horrible at typing out what I'm trying to say. To be completely honest with you, it's bad. I don't know how to fix it. Ode. Okay. I think Evan really realized how bad people do not like how okay. How many of you guys know that we have a blog? How many? Come on, don't be shy. Nope. Yep. Okay. And Flame is a helper. Don't feel bad. Just go ahead and say it. Nope. Yep. Okay. We do. And Evan spends a decent amount of time on it. Or spent a decent amount of time on it. And I finally told him we needed to stream. And the streams already are like not like does it come as an audiobook? No. Everyone LOL, yeah. The streams aren't like huge, but at least they get like some engagement. They get more engagement than the blogs. But I think Evan has like started to like realize that more, to be honest with you. But yeah, so we're not doing blogs as much. I don't see people just reading as much, to be completely honest with you. This is why the new homepage shows the latest news. Yeah. I prefer the streams. I do too. I like it more because I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking with you. I'm engaging with you. I prefer the streams a lot more. I like being able to do stuff like this. So Origami Vault. Encrypt sensitive data and store it on paper using a QR code. What? I do still, just not as much as I should. I do it still. You do the blogs, yeah. Yeah, you do. I'm guys, help me out here. Why would you use this? I understand what its intent, like what it's saying it'll do. I get that. But where in like the real world would I use this? It's cool. It's very cool. But where in the real world would I use this? I prefer the streams. If I miss them, I play them on 2x speed because there's no engagement. Yeah, I get that. Is it replacing a decryption password with a QR code? You put in it looks like you put in a password. Yeah, he's putting in a password to decrypt it. I'm not. This is really pretty. I don't know if I'm missing something. Well, like I said, it's cool. If people would find a use case for that, that'd be cool. Nope, never mind. Solution without a problem. Feels like it should be useful. Yeah, it feels like no, because QR codes wouldn't be able to hold a PDF. But again, if you're placing it, if like you're placing a QR code and you're printing the QR code out, more than likely, you're also going to put the password on the page that has the QR code. So at that point, why wouldn't you just share the link or the file? Like, why wouldn't you just DM it to someone? I can maybe see it used in like office spaces. It's cool. It's a cool idea. Manual two-factor. Nah. All right. Prune mate, Docker and image, resource cleanup helper. Okay, cool. If this doesn't eat this stuff. This is cool. Bitcoin seed phrase. Maybe it's on paper, but not plain text. Sure. This is cool. I like that UI. It's simple. It should be interesting. I wonder how it knows what's being used. I'll have to figure it out. Selective cleanup. Choose what to prune. Containers, images, artworks, volumes. Okay, interesting. I have to look at that one. Robinson, more book stuff. No, thank you. Catola Magica. that's a name. That's a name, boys. Okay. Cool. It's nice, simple. There's a story there. There has to be. There has to be. Self DB mini database stack for easy backups and redeployments. There you go, buddy. Minimalist implementation of self DB. Simple app with a complicated name. True. With only the essential features: fast API backend, React, TypeScript frontend. Cool. There you go, buddy. This might be what you were asking for. And also whatever self-DB is. I've never heard of this before. Oh, it's the same team. Ooh, this looks pretty. When was this released? Where's the releases? June. Dang. Alright, well, we technically can't put that in. That's cool, though. Single file PHP 8. No, thank you. Spinner. Automatically start containers when accessed from a defined web route. So this is stuff that's cool. It's a lightweight Node.js based tool that automatically starts Docker containers when they access through a defined web route and stops them after a configurable idle timeout. Works best with Nginx. Cool. AI chat drinking game. Sure. I'm down. I'm down. This would be cool. This is the wool thingy I was thinking of. The whole thingy. Yes. Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna make it to the list for sure. It works as it says. Wake on land. My gosh, dude. I'm one of you. Trust me. Trust me. My gosh. I am tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so sorry. Dude, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm sorry. The one file, portable and self-contained network topology builder. Cool. Not a nerd, get out. Oh, I'm sorry. Can be only one true. This is cool. This is cool. Yeah, I like this. This looks nice. We do need to do something like this. I thought he was saying wool funny. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I baited you guys. Yeah. You guys got bamboozled. That you yeah. I played you guys. Training journal, if you're committed to that. I can't be. I can't write stuff down like that. Not reading that either. If you guys want to, look at that, you guys can go look at that. Ethan is going to get our channel taken down one of these days, and it's going to be from stuff like this. If YouTube already does not read text, which I'm pretty sure it does, he's going to get our channel taken down for looking at this. You can open it up as a diagram. They have a very clear disclaimer. Oh, you're talking about for the Net Alert X. Net Alert X. Goodness gracious, my reading skills are awful as well. All right. Stay away from yes, thing. I've never heard of that before. It might be actually a good idea. I might ask Ethan. Oh, how inconvenient would it be for me to ask Ethan to put a spoiler tag? So I have to click on it for the black text to fade away like you do on Discord. How inconvenient would that be for me to ask for? Cause I joke, but if YouTube eventually does read this, we would just be donezo. But and then we would be asking him to apply that every time. That just feels like a lot to ask for. I don't think I'm gonna. For you to have your own version of the newsletter? No, I would say that would be for the whole newsletter, but I think that's too much. Probably not hard if it's a keyword. No, I think that's just too much. I'm not. Never scratch that. Ethan already does a lot. 8mb.local. Okay, I think we talked about that before. We talked about that before. We talked about all this before, it looks like, yeah. Be sure to look at the survey results. If you haven't already. Streamer version of the newsletter feature request. I mean, me and Evan covering this, and also sometimes DB. So I don't know. People have been banned for weirder things. So I don't know, but I feel like it's so small, and it would just be too much work for him. I don't know. I don't want to bother him. Well, there's your bento PDF, buddy. It's got the content spotlight. Cool. Congrats. There. Oh, there's the DB Tech video. Be sure to watch that. This, okay. Numbers and video titles do like extremely well. Or like top this or whatever. But this did surprisingly well, and I was glad it helped a lot of people actually. So that was good. I liked this video. I liked making this video. The ultimate doorbell for Home Assistant. What are we doing here? A Real Link wired PoE camera. I want to get the the Ubiquity camera, the doorbell camera so bad. How to set up remote access on Unraid. Nice. Ibercorp does great videos with Unraid. All right. What you guys think of the newsletter? I don't know if Ethan listened to me and Evan's feedback about the new stuff, but I feel like the new stuff has been like really good. 3 out of 5. Because, and I think the audience agrees, to be honest with you. Like when we look over like the applications, the views drop dramatically. But when we're discussing like the new stuff, people are tuned in for that for sure. So I like like the news heavy ones. What else? I got 1 3 out of 5. What else you guys think? 1 out of 5. 1 being meh, 5 being rad. This has been going on for 2 hours now. Dude, time just flies by. 5 out of 7. All right. I personally, I think it was a 4. I liked it. I liked the news. I like hearing Ethan's thoughts about like Black Friday and stuff like that. Be sure to support Ethan if you guys can. I never thought about this, but when I was in DB's live stream, we were talking about like donations and stuff, and Ethan and I said to Ethan, he agreed with me. I just never thought about it. Like donating to a project or to a person doesn't have to just be with money. It can be with their time. And I never thought of it like that until we talked about that in that stream. And I can't agree more, honestly. You know? So don't feel like you have to like donate. You know, if you can't financially, that's perfectly understandable. But like if there's like a cool project that you've seen, pay it forward. And it's not, if it's not mentioned in self-host, like just DM. I'm sure, because Ethan literally says DM me on Discord if you actually want to hear what I'm ranting about this week, or like, so I'm sure he's like open to DMs if he's like wanting to like talk to people. So if you guys find like a cool project, just DM him. I'm sure his Discord, it's not here, but he's in our Discord server. So if you just type like @Ethan. So if you guys ever find a cool container that's never on here, like that would be donating, in my opinion. Because you're helping another project, you're also helping Ethan, find stuff that's new. Because I don't know how he does it, but he finds so much. It's crazy. But all right. I think that's it for the newsletter. For as far as like news goes, Ethan is a legend for this. True. As far as the news goes, I'm gonna be doing a vote tomorrow, and that'll be Saturday. You guys need to hold me accountable for the vote. If I don't do it on Saturday, you guys need to be like yelling at me. That's your job, all right? That's your donation to me, is to yell at me. But all right, I think that was really it. I don't think there's anything else. Again, thank you all for getting us to 15K subscribers. It really does mean a lot to us. So, all right, I think that's all I got. Thank you all so much for joining me on this Friday. Hopefully, you all stay safe if you do go out shopping. Nothing bad happens. All right. I hope to see you all again next week. I know I'll be here. I don't know about Evan, but I will for sure be here next Friday streaming. Have a good weekend, everyone.